Hey there, YouTube. Piper Downs. Coming at you guys with another video. Today, Labor Day, I was blessed, absolutely blessed by Stephen Waters. He gave me a shout out today in one of his videos, and obviously, I wanted to shoot him one back. So, if you guys, anybody who hasn't already subscribed to Stephen Waters, check his channel out definitely because he's a really good guy. He's an older guy, English guy, and I really he's got some pretty good jokes, and also you can tell he's a very wise older guy, and he knows a lot, and his yarns and his stories are pretty cool. But also the way he talks and his as he said about me, his presentation. I like the cadence and the speed of the presentation. It's just they're very good videos, and also because he did that shout out, I've been getting quite a few subs from his channel, and I just wanted to welcome those guys who have just come over to my channel and just started checking it out. I hope you guys enjoy the content. And I really appreciate you guys subbing, and any comments or any ideas or thoughts you guys have, feel free to add them because I could definitely use any feedback. Any more feedback would be awesome. The more I can get, the better. And I just wanted to get that out of the way because it's just I've never had that done before, and it's really nice and generous of him to do that, and I just felt that I needed to say that, and thank you and whatnot, and welcoming you guys to my channel. And also, another thing on the whole as well, but the YTPC, the YouTube pipe community, it's just out of this world as far as I'm concerned. The generosity and the camaraderie over here is second to none, in my opinion, because I belong to some other forums, and they just don't hold a candle to this one. Uh, I feel like everybody on YouTube is much more forthright and much more plain speaking, and uh, I don't know, just more honest, because we see each other's faces typically. Not everybody, but typically we know each other, by sight at least and by voice. Whereas some of these forums, it's all practically anonymous. You have a bunch of cyber bullies hiding behind computer screens. Um, you know, uh, just vindictive and nasty behavior. And I have decided that I'm done with it, and I'm not going to be doing, hardly any, some of the forums like Reddit. Although there's lots of good stuff on there, there's lots of bad stuff on there too. Lots of bad apples, and it's just something that I've realized, and I'm starting to try to stay away from because it has it tends to affect my frame of mind, and my state, my mind state, my mindset for the day. So, I don't want to let people that I don't know affect my life like that. If they're not bringing positivity to my life, then I just don't even want it. Whereas with the YouTube YTPC, it's nothing but positivity and generosity and camaraderie, and uh, you know, and it's amazing, And I've heard other guys say it too, and I'm just so grateful for it. This really is just an awesome touch to the pipe smoking hobby, and I wanted to say to a couple guys that have really sort of really been behind me, cheering me on, and kind of helping me along, pushing me up, and helping me get there. Like Stephen Waters, of course. There's another guy named Tennessee Bull. He's commented a couple times and subbed me. Really funny guy actually, and he's from Tennessee. Obviously, I love that the Tennessee accent and the mannerisms and the stories. They're just great stuff. Yeah, Tennessee Bull. He seems like a really genuine guy too. Like, I feel that I am a genuine guy, and I would do anything for any of you guys, within my power, anything within my power. Another guy, Ghost Cobb, especially, I see him, uh, I see him doing shout outs and helping people, new guys out all the time, and that stuff really just hits home to me, and it really shows what we're all made of, what this community's made of, and I'm just happy to be a part of it and getting involved with it. Um, I've been around for a couple years. I did some pipe videos years ago, and then kind of fell out of it for a while, and I got back into it a few weeks or a month ago, something like that, a little while ago, and I'm here to stay this time actually, and it's a shame because I got quite a few, like 50 or 60 subscribers since then, but they quit watching because I quit posting stuff. So I basically had to start from scratch again. Um, but I just wanted to get that out there and show you guys that I definitely appreciate the subs and the comments and the kind words. It's definitely helping me. And also another thing, I went up to the pipe shop today, even though it was closed, and me and this guy met and had a smoke out on the patio because it's closed, but their patio furniture's still out there, so we had a smoke. And I gave him some tobacco and stuff. And we hung out for a little while, and anyway, I gave him some tobaccos, and yeah. So anyway, sorry about the interruption. Anyway, me and this guy were smoking, and I was trying to explain to him about Germain's blends, that the lineup of Germain's blends, how that came to be, from what I understand, was they had their core blends hundreds of years ago, whatever they were. They had their main core blends that they sold. They still have a certain amount of original blends from when they originally opened, I believe. But they would create these blends, and then they would raise their family, they would pass this stuff down through the generations, so what they would do is you would take the knowledge that you accrued over your life, and you would pass that to your son or the next generation down of your family that was going to take over the blending house. You would give them all the information, or all the knowledge that you had accrued, and they would continue the family business. Well, the next generation, the times change, obviously. So they would take the knowledge of what their father or the generation before had give them, and then they would compound onto that with things that they had learned through their life and the changing tastes of the time. With the changing tastes of the time, different flavors and different styles of tobacco start becoming popular. So they accrue more knowledge, and what they do, so what would happen is they would maybe make a blend for themselves, and then they would, everybody would like it so much that they would come out with that blend. Well, that has happened several times. I think, every generation probably come out with their own blend. So what you end up with is this wonderful stable of absolute home run tobacco blends that Germain's produces. And, they're just traditional too. They're made with that same traditional process that they've always been made with. Um, you know, so there's that quality is involved. Plus, it's like the knowledge of generations and generations of a family that's all they do is produce tobacco. Is all that knowledge is in the head of the family that is the generation that's alive right now. Like, Uncle Tom's smoking mixture, that was, like it says, it was Uncle Tom's smoking mixture. It was one of the family's personal smoking mixture. And I think that's the same thing that happened with all of them, plum cake, Uncle Tom's, all these different mixtures they come out with over the years. The family members would make a blend that they enjoyed, and then boom, they'd come out with it. So, and not only that, but they're not the blends that we're talking about here, the way that they come about, because they came about this way, there are no other blends like them. They're not copying anybody. These blends are the brainchildren of a tobacco family. You know what I mean? Of the offspring of a tobacco family, people that have tobacco juices flowing through their veins, come up with these blends. And they didn't come up with them to copy other blends, and it's hard to explain, but and I realized this when I had first smoked that Special Latakia Flake. There is no other blend like that. Not in my opinion that I've ever tried, ever. It's there's something about it. The way that they did it, the proportions that it just, and not only that, but the tobaccos that they're using. Um, it's untouchable, and the only people that know how to make it are the people in the Germain family, and they have special tobaccos that nobody else has too. So, I think the Germains, there's a reason why it's so hard to get. There's something special. And the same thing with Sam Gawith too. They've been around so long, and they've made so many different tobaccos, and they probably tested and tried out so many different blends that what they have is the best of the best. And it's done traditionally with traditional standards. You know what I mean. And there's something to be said about that. Uh, when they make aromatics when they have an aromatic, it's not an aromatic in the modern sense. It's an aromatic in the historical sense. It's a flavored tobacco. It's not a heavily flavored tobacco with a bunch of man-made chemicals per se, but it's a flavored tobacco. I mean, they may only use fruit essences. They may only use natural stuff to case their tobaccos or to make them aromatics. Like I seen plum cake, they use wine. They use wine and Cavendish. I mean, so they're using natural products to create these blends, natural, traditional products rather than man-made chemicals. Because most cherry tobacco, let's face it, that's not cherry tobacco. That's tobacco with a chemical that is reminiscent of cherry sprayed on it. I mean, the chemical, there's nothing cherry about cherry tobacco. There's no cherry in the flavors or the spray that they spray on it or the casing. No cherries are involved. They could make cherry tobacco if there was no such thing as cherries. It's a chemical that they synthesize that tastes like cherry. So, that's kind of why I stay away from that kind of stuff, the aromatics, because I don't really, I don't like cherries that much to where, I'm willing to, imbibe a chemical because it tastes similar to cherries. So. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to, say hey to all you guys and give you a little bit of I don't know, give you a little bit of my thoughts from the day. Anyway, Piper Downs over and out. Thanks, guys, for the subs, by the way. See you guys later.